Pezza, Ricky Ponting said at lunch that India are gone. India are gone. India are gone in this game. That's what he said. That's what Ricky Ponting said. Australia all out 4-6-9. India 5-1, 5-1, trailing by 318 of your cricket runs. India are gone, Pez. India are gone. Ponting said so.
I'm surprised he said that as well, given the state of his tenure at DC. But that just goes to show how gone India are. You know, if Ponting is willing to say that. Now on this channel, not yet, but I'm warming up. Okay, there was a bit of consternation yesterday when I suggested that it would be possible to goad India, but I wouldn't just yet. To thank them for their throwdowns and for their wangers, but I wouldn't just yet. Some consternations from the Australians who said, that's literally what I came here for. So I just want to reassure everybody, it's coming. I'm just waiting a sec. There's still 15 more wickets to get, but it's coming. Though I am reassured, he goes, that Ponting has already said they're gone before even seeing them with a stick.
He's had enough. And as always, TGC is brought to you by cricket.com. You can literally right now, you can download the app. You can download the cricket.com app right now on your phone for all stats, analysis, everything you've ever wanted in your life. You can download the cricket.com app. And TGC is brought to you by cricket.com. Pez, overall thoughts of the game. Steve Smith scores number 31. He scores his 31st Test match 100. Did you feel safe, happy,
Mate.
Erect? Like what did you feel?
Well, took the words right out of my mouth. His 31st Test century. He goes one behind Stephen Roger War. And it was a steely celebration as well. Unfortunately, the Indian commentators preferred to focus on the half volleys that were bowled before bringing it back to the fact that Steve Smith had hit his 31st Test 100. And Steve Smith 100s, particular in India, they are safer than being cradled in father's arms on a cold winter evening. There, I said it, and I'm jelking. I'm not going too far again, but ahead of the Ashes, I'm pincering and I'm jelking.
Travis said also goes past 150, but I'm going to introduce the first of the three things today, Pez. And any danger of a shot? Any danger of a shot, Pezza? Scotty B rolls through Shubman Gill, and then Green rolls through Pujara. No shot offered. If you're an Indian fan, and many people on this channel will be an Indian fan, they'll be thinking, any danger of a shot?
Oh, mate, where do we start with this? I mean, let's go straight to Scott Boland versus Shubman Gill. Okay.
Okay.
Boland's delivered one of the great balls of cricket to get rid of Shubman Gill. Now,
hitting middle.
let's just line this up. This is what I like about this. He goes, Gill, millionaire smile, Gillette endorsements, IPL's best, orange cap, etc. Beloved by billions, rig shots, thirst trap, brooding jawline, vector poses on social, the prince and anointed king after Sachin, Scott Boland, softly spoken, simple game plan, boy from the bush, fourth choice reserve. But when you remove the narrative and the marketing and the socials and the confections, and it's just two combatants at 22 yards, on neutral territory, one with a rock, one with a stick. Who produces the magic? Who conjures the thing of cricketing beauty? Barrel. Fucking barrel. And that's what I like about Test cricket as well. You can fucking strip all the bullshit away. The Hindi stuff, the English stuff, the thirst trap stuff, which I like and I'm aroused by, like everyone else. And when it just comes down to sport, it was fucking barrel. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that delivery.
But also it hit middle, so...
look, it came back. It came back. But it was, I suppose
Yeah.
Shubman has been practicing his poses, for a while. And that was his latest. It's just, and that's one thing with Shubman's shots, whether it's his rig shots or his cricket shots, like sometimes you have to look into the foreground and the background of what's actually going on. And, with the rig shot the other day, it was pointed out that he had 500 rupees in his phone case or some shit. And with this one, it was that middle stump was fucking gone. That's that's coming on strong for the first innings from us. But I'm fucking getting behind the Wiradjuri man barrel here.
Pezza, let me put it to you that 469 feels like a lot. And we were talking yesterday about, like, would Australia's bowlers have that release of pressure as we saw yesterday from India's bowlers? And it hasn't happened. And people were talking about, like, Boland's maybe ahead of Hazelwood, maybe?
Maybe.
Does 469 for you feel like a million?
Yeah, it's beginning to feel more and more like a million. We talk about, like, batters adjusting from the IPL, 36-hour flights, so Cam Green and shit like that. But like, I thought the starkest difference was in the bowlers. Like, Australia owned that 6 to 8 meter area that you must hit
fuck yeah.
on off stump,
Fuck
just
yeah,
outside. Australia owned that 6 to 8 meter area. They possessed it. They landlorded it. They're renting it out at a premium. I felt like, for India, like, with their bowlers, the flesh is willing, but the spirit is weak. Coming post IPL, you may be, try and bring up some emotion and keenness and enthusiasm to play. But if you've been spending the last 2 months hitting your fucking back of a length slower ball, or icing that Yorker at the death, or your wide slower ball Yorker, like, how can you have any claims to the seriousness and the kind of diligence it requires to own that 6 to 8 meter area at the Oval? Again, to become the landlord and to rent it out at a premium. That is what the Aussie bowlers have been doing. None of the frontline bowlers have been at the IPL doing that. Now, I'm not saying this is against the IPL. I'm just saying it feels like this game is showing the difference between two sides. It's really in preparation. Like, both sides are supremely talented and gifted, but at the end of the day, like, one team has come grizzled, hardened, ready, and they're showing it in the gap of the scoreline. Occasionally the Indians are doing stuff that you're like, wow, that's fucking jaw-droppingly good and sexual. But really, this is just the difference in precision and diligence and discipline in Test cricket after 2 days with 4 days to go.
Okay, Pezza, let me introduce Stat Dog. Sorry. Here are some weird stats for you, Pez. Some weird Equinox stats for you. This is the first ever innings in Tests where all the top 4 batters have been dismissed in runs ranging 10 to 15. Rohit, 15. Gill, 13. Pujara, 14. Kohli, 14. What does that mean for the future of cricket for you, specifically Sam Perry, for the rest of your life? This is the first time this has ever happened. All right. What does it mean?
Okay.
Give me some context to this in my life.
Look, he goes, I'm going to do this for the purposes of entertainment. And people may be going, has he guys been taking vocal classes in the last 24 hours to just scratch that throat up a little bit for radio? It could be that, could be other things. It was his birthday last night. I want you to speak off the top of your head right now about what that statistic means, and I want you to get off the leash. I want you to let yourself off the leash, thanks to these stats from cricket.com. Go on. First, it's word association. Go.
Anal.
So, and that's good because some people like it. Some people like that. It is a sensitive area. I also noted that Cummins bowled his unfortunate. Well, it's not unfortunate; it just happened. He's no ball to Rahane, who was on 17. You know, so it would have gone 14, 13, 15, or whatever the fuck. Then 17, and you know, that tickles people. That tickles people anally. And I say, I don't want to statistically kink shame anybody, right? But yeah, that happened. You know, a couple of guys got out in a clump of similar scores.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, on that, he goes like, as we...
You can get in. You can get in. You can get in.
Are you talking about anally or just in cricket? Like, yeah. That's what I say to my misso. You can get in. Open up the old bottle shop there. Now... But that's a good stat you've brought. Woof, woof, indeed, mate. Woof, woof, indeed.
There's a second thing I want to talk about. Mitchell Starc's test sacrifice. Mm-hmm. He gets Kohli. It's back of a length, and it's fucking gloves. It's Australia. It's slouch hats. It's the fucking baggy green, mate. It's fucking through here. It makes me happy. It's fingers pointing up from grippers. Yeah. Mitchell Starc will finish his career as one of Australia's best ever test cricketers. And he has spoken recently about wanting to play 100 tests. He hasn't played in the IPL since, I think, 1997, I want to say. He has made a deliberate choice to play test cricket. He breaks open the game by getting their best batter out. And for the past 2 years, he would have a very reasonable claim to be Australia's best test cricketer.
Okay.
And I want some love. I want some love for Starc because he is a fucking ripper.
Again, like I'd say he complemented the attack yesterday. Like he went at sixes. He went at sixes. He couldn't get that early swing. People are suggesting that's a lacquer issue. Once again, cricket being accessible to the masses, but
normal
didn't
game.
have the I've got to get the lacquer off this. I feel like I'm a fucking blacksmith in Back to the Future 3, you know, with Emmett Brown trying to make a coffee, you know. All sorts of other shit went on there as well, but in deleted scenes. But once the lacquer came off, he showed in the way that he can complement the attack that although he can go at sixes, he can go the journey, as they would say. He can then just produce a fucking snorter, you know, to Virat. It's just like the match is ambling along. Kohli's just played one of the most beautiful off drives down the ground. And
Fuck me, that was good.
And you think Kratz is going. It's not working for Kratz here at the Oval. It doesn't work for him in England. And then all of a sudden, Kratz comes in 88 miles an hour, which, by the way, was the speed you needed in Back to the Future to travel time. And he goes 88 mph, and he travelled through time sexually for me as he just got that fingers pointing up Smith gripping catch. Kohli, see you later. India 4 for spit. And that's what Kratz can do for you. And
mate, I'm fucking horny. I'm fucking horny for Starc.
I'm always horny after a big night.
Mate, I'm fucking horny for Starc with like second slip, Nick, Kohli, fingers pointing up. I'm fucking horny for it. It's so good. And he's been fucking amazing for Australia. I just want to show some love for Starc.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Mate, I thought every wicket they took last night was good bowling. There weren't too many dismissals where people will say, well, it was poor judgment from both Gill and Pujara to leave balls that hit middle.
Sure.
I thought they did a bit. I thought that delivery Cam Green bowled was extremely encouraging. I mean, Green looked every inch the player who had played, gone right to the end of the IPL, then travelled for 36 hours and had a couple of days in England. One of the criticisms of his game at the moment is that he's so valuable as a batter that he doesn't get much time to bowl, and that when he does bowl, although it's quick, and as Justin Langer pointed out, how about the size of him last night? The bowling can be straight, it can lack wile and guile, last night.
Yeah.
He's making it talk. I'm like, oh, wow, now Cam Green's making the ball talk. This is a new thing I can enjoy about this guy. Aside from his height and his size and his flat sixes for the Mumbai Indians, batting 3 with newly found swagger, and his double hundreds for WA and his hundreds for Australia and his mitts at Gully. This guy's giving us so much, and now it's another string to the bow. He's a fucking archer. He's Simon Fairweather. You know, and I know that's right off the tip of people's tongues.
Simon Fairweather.
You know, and he's knocked over the Indian player who actually bothered to prepare for this game, Pujara. And prize it open even further. So once again, you know, Cam Green is delivered for the country.
2 meters. Pez, third and final thing for today. Have India got any hope? They are 318 runs behind at the moment. They are 5 down. Any hope for some recovery? Axar Patel had a good direct hit run out, so there's something for those sort of fans. Are you seeing any sort of like recovery here? Can they get to like sort of like 140 behind and then bowl Australia out? Like, is there a thing, or are you done? Because pointing is done.
Like, I'm scarred from times Australia has got ahead and let teams back in, and you know, cricket's a funny game, and I haven't laughed in years, and all that kind of thing. But as I was saying earlier, like, in India look to me like every inch the side that is here because they kind of have to be there. It just doesn't look to me like a side that is playing in a manner that is prepared to wrestle and grind and win the inches, you know, like as I've been trying to do my whole life with one weird trick.
Of course, yeah.
But like, you know, they're not playing that style of cricket. They're playing against a battle-hardened, grizzled side that sees this World Test Championship trophy as something they need to get. Like in Australia, it's like this team needs this. And I think Australia are playing accordingly. So I'm not sure India's head is there. You know, they don't look to be playing like a team where there's a lot of talent, a lot of skill, and there's glimpses here and there, and they can go toe-to-toe with Australia, perhaps in the right conditions. But they don't look like they're playing hard and stuff. Now, I thought it was very interesting that Australia's off-spinner got one to turn against the left-hander, because I think that a lot of the Indians were suggesting that that's not something that happens. And I've also, like, it's only early days. It's only day 2, he goes. I think I've put enough caution in there. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm hearing commentary about Rohit's energy, you know? And do you know what I mean? What we're hearing, we're starting to hear whispers about Rohit's energy as skipper, and Rahul Dravid's intent. And if you listen carefully, I just wonder if the wind is starting to whisper Kohli, you know, around India. I just feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Like, I'm just, the dog whistle is there, he goes. The wind is either whispering Kohli or climate. I'm not sure. But, like, we're into day 2 of 6. Things can still happen, but I expect... You know, the dominoes are starting to fall, the recriminations are building, and I'm just asking India right now, India, just put the cue in the rack. Put the cue in the rack, hop on the flight, head on back to India, sort out your shit tips, get us over there, dominate us. But when you're on neutral territory and you have to actually be challenged in true cricketing conditions, real cricketing conditions, you might need to put in a little bit more work. Now, I'm going early. I'm trying not to. But
key phrase: real conditions, proper conditions.
I don't know. I'm winding up. You know, I'm just seeing a couple of guys. I'm thinking, Test cricket, is it for you boys? Is it at the top level?
Fuck me, that's good. Hashtag AskTGC. Liam Baker wrote in. Hashtag AskTGC. Boys, how sex is Bin Lid's moustache? Basic question. How sex is Bin Lid's moustache? Now. I've seen it posited, Pez. Is he doing it ironically, the moustache? Is it a real thing? Is he happy in himself? are the runs a factor in the moustache? Like, what are we looking at vis-a-vis Travis Head's moustache? Because I think it started ironically, and then I think he kind of fancied it. And I feel like it also might be a bit of a left pad on first kind of gear.
Yep.
Like, it might be a little bit of like, I got the moustache, I scored 1,000,000 runs, I'm going to do this forever until it stops working.
Yep.
Is that the thing?
No, that's a great question. Like when Mitchell Johnson wore a moustache against England in the 13-14 Ashes, ostensibly for Movember, but really it was a pastiche of Lillian Tomo from the 70s, as well as Breaker Morant from the Boer War in 1905. Like that was worn as a pastiche and an homage. That's not who Mitchell Johnson was. He was wearing a disguise, a mask. He was wearing a costume for that series, and it worked. Travis Head's moustache, I think, is a little bit more complex because of the reasons you say. He's found success with the moustache.
Yeah.
But he also has a face, and I speak from experience, where you build a little bit of face salad, perhaps around a less than chiseled presentation. So he has a little bit of face salad around the jaw and neckline, and then the moustache is a heavier face salad presence. So it's a look. It's not a Breaker Morant pastiche. So that's one thing to be factored in. What I want to say about whether it's sex or not is, again, in a world of fresh faces and Indians who now have abdominals, sometimes it's nice to see something a little more rugged. Don't you think, Higgins? Not just than Indians.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Fresh-faced fuckboys. In Travis Head, we have a face and a demeanor that says, I'm a man, I've been around the block, I'll take care of you, I will fight the animals around us in the jungle that is life, and I will take care of our children. I am not the little fuckboys that you used to fuck around with in your early days. I'm a man, and I'm successful, and I know who I am. That's my answer to whether the bin lid is sex.
See you tomorrow.